got one bite, but we're doing alright, cause we're doing more drinking than fishing.
Well, you guys, I'm so excited to be having you joining us here on the Canadian Country Showcase. Always great to catch up with both Jade Eagleson and Dean Brody, and right now we have them both joining us here. You guys out with a brand new single called More Drinkin Than Fishin. How is that going?
It's pretty crazy. I mean, I've always looked up to Dean, and having him on this project is super awesome, and it's starting to sound more country. I mean, especially with Dean's voice on there. I'm really excited and really thrilled to have it out.
And it's so cool to have Dean on here as well. You guys, your voices work so well together.
Do they?
It's
awesome. That's great.
I've heard that a couple times, man. It's like a couple people, but like I was talking to one family member, and they're like, it's like a good song, but when Dean comes in, and then it's a great song. I'm like, yeah.
That's the thing with family. Family will never appreciate it.
They're honest. They're honest.
Oh, exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know what? You guys just released a music video for this song too, which looks like you had an absolute blast being out on a boat and just doing a whole bunch of fishing inside the video.
Yeah, it was honestly, that was probably the most fun I've ever had on a music video shoot, because honestly, the first several hours, maybe even, we were just on a boat or on the dock, sorry, just fish. That's all we had to do was just fish for that however long, and then we got to drive a boat around, which was all right until I started getting the sunburn. Dean just kept getting more tan, but I was dying out there, and but it was
you got a little red that day, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a blast. That was a lot of fun too. Sharing a video is so cool. Not all the attention's on one person; it's on a bunch of people. So that was cool. And yeah, just fishing. It's not a bad job, eh, Jade? It's we're sitting on a dock while everyone else works hard.
I try not to complain. If things get rough, I'm always like, all right, I'm not gonna just think about what you get to do for a living. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So it's true. It's pretty laid back. I'm not complaining.
Oh, that's awesome. Any big fish that were caught for you guys during this music video?
No, but there's one, one of our film assistants, and basically he works with us on a million other things too. But Austin, our friend there, was trying to catch a big one. I don't know if he ever caught it, but he was saying this is a behemoth of a fish, and it kept escaping. But we'll see. I don't know if I believe him. We'll see.
Well, it looks like you guys have done a lot of cool videos and stuff for all of your fans with these country challenges, which looks like you guys have had a blast doing everything from skeet shooting to chicken catching and to your most recent one with sheep herding, which looked like I said, you guys had a blast doing all these videos.
Oh yeah. It's that one is an interesting one because I think we both had heat stroke. It was plus 40, and it was interesting. Dean was the ones I thought I had in the bag were the ones that Dean just demolished me at. Not even close.
The sheep herding, that was good. I thought for sure. It's they know you.
Oh man. Yeah, I was cocky about that too. I had the bucket. You'll see me walk out there. I was being very pride cometh before a fall for sure. I had one stupid goat, and then that was it.
And then the goat left you too.
I know. What the hell, man?
So did you do all those videos out at your farm in Ontario then, Jade?
Yeah, we just kind of went there and started filming. I don't know what time we filmed. Everything's a blur, honestly, from that day. But we started filming all the stuff on the farm, and it looks different because my dad clear cut everything. So it's funny every time we come back to visit, it's looks different because my dad's done some new project. So it looks like a new place every time, which is, great for filming.
Definitely. Well, and I know people too, just talking here about stepping back to your latest single here together with More Drinkin Than Fishin. This one, something everybody can relate to because literally it happens almost all the time. Every time you're out fishing, whether it be in the summer or maybe doing some ice fishing, wherever you may be.
I know, for me, I love fishing, and I grew up fishing, but I never caught a whole lot of fish. And then I took up fly fishing, which is even tougher. So yeah, I totally can relate to More Drinkin Than Fishin. It was kind of a perfect song, and to do it with Jade was even more fun. So yeah, Jade's about as country as it comes. That's one thing I've gotten to know been on your farm a couple times and your family, and it's like he's definitely got the street cred or the dirt cred for country music. So pretty excited to have him in the genre. It's awesome.
Well, let's take it back to the fly fishing thing, because like I always looked at you with as that, like Tristan from Legends of the Fall. Like that's the kind of vibe you put up. Yeah. No, but you literally really? Just like Jade, put the nail on the coffin with the fly fishing thing for sure. I think. That's gonna be tough.
Legends of the Fall, yeah, baby.
Man. Oh. You look like Brad too a little bit.
You're the best, man.
Oh, I love it.
I love that movie. I just love that movie. I think
that's a great
Hopkins is just killer in that movie. But yeah.
That's awesome. Well, in addition to releasing this brand new single together, you both have been putting out hit after hit to Canadian country radio. First, we'll start off with you here, Jade, with All Night to Figure It Out, all the success you've seen with this one in the charts. How has it felt to watch that song grow?
That it's really been a blessing, especially putting music out, over COVID and stuff, because you don't get to go into the radio and meet with people or meet with the fans, so you don't know who's listening and you don't know who's like actually paying attention. So it's been interesting. I mean, sitting from home watching it do its thing, it's been interesting, but it's been really exciting because it's all unknown. You just see what happens, right? So but I feel pretty blessed.
Of course, Dean, you have been busy too, releasing new music to Canadian country radio with your latest single here with Lightning Bug into the top 10 right now. How does it feel for you to be releasing music during all of this?
It feels great because we felt, I think, our hands were tied the last year and a half as far as like performing. So radio is like that. It was awesome to still have radio and to know we're reaching our fans through our songs. So that was the most exciting part of music was really radio the last year and a half, because everything else was just gone. Live music was gone.
Definitely. And I know, speaking of live music, both of you have had a chance to do some live shows in the last little bit here. How has it been for you guys to be able to get back out there and on stage?
It's been awesome. It's just I was pretty rusty the first day. We did the Calgary Stampede and it was nuts. It was crazy and I was rusty for sure. But yeah, the last couple of shows we're getting into the rhythm again and it feels good. Very strange for any of us to not play for that long of a time. Like even band members that are award-winning, musicians, all of my guys, and it's like we're all just kind of like shaking cobwebs off, and it's very unlike any of us to not do music for so long. So it's been great. Connecting again's been great.
Definitely. What about yourself, Jade?
It's same as Dean said. We went into rehearsal and it's funny, like all aspects of your music career it changes. Like if you don't keep up the reps, it's the same with working out, right? So I got back on there and I'm more nervous than I've ever been, and just like luckily everyone held it together for the most part, but it definitely you gotta shake a lot of dust off, and after the first like half of the show or 3/4, you're starting to feel it, and then each second show back it just goes up from there. But yeah, definitely a lot of cobwebs.
Well, I can only imagine too, it's the same way for all the fans going to all these shows and everything. How has it been, like, fan wise, to see you guys, like, to see your fans reacting to you guys being back out on the road after so long?
I think it's it's been really amazing to see their reaction, because everyone's been anticipating live music for so long in some capacity, and a lot of people have been suffering through like constant live streams. I mean, it's been great to have that technology to help us, but it's definitely, people deserve to see a show. There's something about actually going out and seeing someone live that you can't capture anywhere else, and going back out is really lit the spark up inside a lot of us again.
That's awesome. What about you, Dean, with doing some of the shows that you have done recently?
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, I think I kind of expected everybody to be a little bit like stiff and like not want to be around each other, because we've been taught to like germs and all that. So I didn't think that people would be so I didn't think people would be so like, I love you, man, and like arm around their buddy with the beer in her hand and stuff like that. So that was awesome to see that we're not going to be this weird people now that are like all stiff. And so that's been great to see that. It's been awesome. And I think, people are just so appreciative now of live music. I think for even fans, like for myself being a fan of music, when I see music or hear the stage, another artist playing, I'm just like, oh man, thank goodness this is back. Cause it's been a long year and a half.
Definitely. And of course, too, over like the last year and a half, too, have you both been pretty busy with like music writing and all that kind of stuff?
I haven't. Jade, maybe you have. Like I think a lot of people thought that this, lockdown and all this stuff would make us come out with like the best work of our life. But that wasn't the case for a lot of people that I've talked to that are songwriters, especially. It's like you kind of need that interaction with people, and without it and just being stuck watching Netflix and stuff, I don't know. I only wrote 2 songs last year, which is weird. I had a year and a half off, and I don't know about you, Jade. I think you were a little more productive than me.
Oh, honestly, dude, like I'm the same boat. I wrote as much as I could, but I'd listen back to the song like a week later and be like, you know what, like this is missing it. It's just kind of right to write. So eventually I just like canceled all my writes. I think I can't really do this because it's when you're writing, obviously you need to talk about how you're feeling and everything like that. So I think that like if you're not living, then you don't have a lot to say. It's the same with a lot of people. Some people are probably out there crushing it. I laugh because I say, if only I had a year to just write again, and Lord provideth, but not in the sense I imagined, right? So I agree with you. It's tough.
Well, guys, we won't keep you too much longer here. If there is one thing that you could say to your fans who are going to be listening into the show this weekend about this brand new single you guys have out together, what would you say about it? We'll start with you, Jade.
Thank you so much for hanging in there and supporting the music all along. It's really such a blessing to be able to continue to release music and like throwing it out there and knowing that there's some people still out there listening. I mean, it's so weird. It's such a weird dark void we're living in because you don't get to like you see what happens when you release songs. So it means a lot to me that people are still supporting.
I'm just grateful for everybody listening to the song, and hopefully it's lighthearted, obviously. So I think in these times it's great to have a song like this out there. We certainly had fun doing it, both the video and even the challenges, even though it was 40 degrees outside for the country challenges. And just had a lot of fun with Jade. It was a good time. So hope everybody listening feels the same way.
And I'm sure they do. I know one thing's for sure. We cannot wait to see you guys perform this one live together. Hopefully sometime soon.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, we're doing more drinking than